Good evening and welcome to the Bluegrass Iracing series tonight. It's the Cup Series here at Talladega. We're live on YouTube and on Facebook. And our special guest tonight, the owner of UDTV, Mr. Brett Wheeler. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on working with me.
Yeah, thank you. I feel very privileged and honoured to be here with you, Steve. It's been a long time. It hasn't been that long since we've been an asphalt race, but man, I tell you what, Talladega. We've had trucks, we've had the Xfinity cars this week over the past couple of nights. Now we come to the Cup cars, and what is the final night of Talladega racing, super speedway racing. My favourite racetrack, Steve, on the asphalt side.
Oh, it's mine too. Let me tell you, if you watched Monday night, we had a first time winner here on the Bluegrass. And we went caution free to this till after the first stage. So, and they were dicing it up going to the stage.
Well, everything's happening here.
Yeah.
Everything's going right then.
Yeah.
All right.
Come last night, we had a little few cautions kind of plagued a little bit, but we managed to keep it going. But tonight, we have Jonathan Atkins on top of the charts with Keith Hackney, Scott Fritz, Brandon Robertson, Dustin Rinsel rounds out your top 5 in qualifying. 19 cars have timed in, Brett. It's Jonathan Swartz on the track. There's Mo Abbott.
Yeah, we've actually got 30 drivers that have signed into the pits for tonight's race. But we do have, again, at the moment, 19 that have taken time. We've still got GT Hawkins actually on the racetrack for the moment. And I'm actually just... So I was in the middle of doing a couple of things, Steve. I was in the middle of making a couple of new overlays for Bluegrass. But yeah, just waiting to get a few things, get a couple of logos and whatnot. So we might see, hopefully next week. Like I said, just was in the process of making them new overlays. But right now, not worried about the overlays. I'm worried about qualifying because we have got GT Hawkins on the racetrack as we wait for those times to come in. As so far, the man that has set the top of the speed charts is Jonathan Atkins, and he's done a hell of a job too. Just trying to see what time he's done. 53.315. Jonathan Swartz with a 53.326. GT Hawkins, meanwhile, who has just taken a lap time, is yet to get anything done. So maybe it was that first lap, Steve. Of course, we know that warm up lap for to get the heat into the tires. This realistically, this should be lap number 1.
Definitely, your favorite thing, walls do not move, but on asphalt we have safer barriers, so they give a little bit, Brett.
I bet you they still don't move though.
Well, they pop out if you hit them hard enough or bust.
Yeah, okay, but do they move?
Well, they can.
Yeah, but they don't.
The wall itself, no, but the safer barriers, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's understandable. All right, there we go. GT Hawkins, first lap time. He's going to be 20th quick with a 53.942, of course. So you'll see lap number 1 for all these drivers will be considerably slow, anywhere from about half a second to 6, 7, 8 tenths of a second slower than what their second lap is. Of course, they build up that speed. They have the momentum. They've got heat in the tires. And once they do that, then, of course, their second lap will essentially be what is known as their qualifying lap. So Jonathan Atkins still number 1 on the timesheets with a 53.315. Jonathan Swartz with a 53.326. Keith Hackney, 53.331. Scott Fritz, 53.342. Brandon Robertson, as qualifying is done.
Yep.
Steve, we are ready for... I don't know how you do this. Yeah, I don't know whether you go into the starting grid or whether you do the results. See, this is what happens when I don't come to asphalt. I don't know how to play this.
Well, tonight is time for your starting grid, and for representing Team World of Thunder Shotgun Racing Performance, car number 57, Jonathan Atkins. It is outside Team Hyper and Sim Racing, car number 95, Jonathan Swartz.
Rolling up inside the second row, position number 3 for Cornerstone Motorsports. It's the 69 of Keith Hackney. He's outside for CFM Esports. Driving car number 48, Scott Fritz.
In row number 3 to the inside, the YNH Motorsports. Car number 3, Brandon Robertson to his outside. The turn 1 racing. Car number 18, Dustin Rinstedall.
Brandon Holder for the Syndicate lines up at a position number 7. The Weaponized Motorsports 88, Nick Mills lines up for position number 8.
And row number 5 to the inside, the Flagship Motorsports. Car number 12, Frankie Barroso. And to his outside in the car number 84, David Farmer.
James Silvers for Cornerstone Motorsports will start from position number 11. He's outside, driving the Elite car number 7 entry from position number 12. It's Justin Winters.
In row number 7 to the left and to the right, it'd be Chuck Blake in the 49, and to his outside, the high side, Hustler Motorsports. Car number 72, Tony Iverson.
From your 15th starting position, driving the World of Thunder Racing. Car number 46 is Sean Kastritz, he's outside, driving the YNH Motorsports. Car number 15, from position number 16, it's Matt Grenier.
In row number 9 to the inside, the Sega Keith Motorsports. Car number 2, Alex Huppin. We'll roll with it. Alex Huppin to his outside, the Color Teal Racing. Car number 48, Mo Abbott.
Alex Healy for Flex and YNH Motorsports lines up the 97 from position number 19 to his outside. Over the Cornerstone Motorsports 14, GT Hawkins from position number 20.
In row number 11 to the inside is the Team Syndicate. Car number 8, the Mouth of the South. It is Mikey Neal Jr. to his outside. Hills out of Carolina. Car number 5, John Kinder.
Row 12 to the inside, high side Hustler Motorsports, it's Jason Bridges, position number 23. Position number 24 for Flex Motorsports, it's Bobby Hall Jr.
And rolling off 25th tonight in the high side Hustler Motorsports, car number 28, Josh Clemens to his outside. His teammate, Travis Twitty in a 29.
Your second last row for Flex Motorsport, position number 27, Wes Wiggin to his outside, Brian Terry from position number 28.
And your final row tonight in the Flex Motorsports, car number 113 is Daniel Worthington, and to his outside in the Next Level Racing, car number 45, Jeremy Vaughn. Well, Brett, it's time to buckle up. It's fixing to get racy out here.
Stage breaks. What laps are we talking for stage breaks?
Well, what? You tell
you
me.
No idea?
No, I know.
Oh, hang on, yeah.
I know. So stage break will be a lap number 38. 94 laps tonight. 94 laps. Stage break of lap number 38.
Okay. Well,
I was just going to let you guess a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I'm going to guess. I reckon we'll go to lap 38 as a stage break.
There you go. Ding, ding, ding.
Am
You're
I
the
right?
winner. You're right.
Yes. I see. I know it all, Steve.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to the Facebook and YouTube. Make sure on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. Hit subscribe. Make sure to share out the broadcast. Watch it on Facebook. Make sure you hit the like and follow button. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the stars of the cars of the Bluegrass Cup Series as we're coming to the green flag, Brett. It's going to be breathtaking as Jonathan Atkins and Jonathan Swartz, a pair of J's, JJ, on your front row here at Talladega. And this says Gateway, so that is definitely wrong, but we're green flag racing.
It is. It's wrong, but you know what? We're going to go with it, Steve. It's green flag, 94 laps here at Talladega for the Bluegrass Iracing Series. And, well, it's going to be the 57, the World of Thunder Esports Racing entry of Jonathan Atkins, who will get through what is going to be the first two turns of quite a long race for some of these drivers. As everybody just still going to stay in that 2x2 row or 2-row side-by-side formation. They'll push each other down the back straight away. And we're going to see a lot of this, Steve. I dare say that we're not going to see any 3 wide inside probably the first 5 to 10 laps.
Well, I can tell you this. If it was anything like the truck in the Xfinity Series, they weren't scared to go 3 wide at any point in time last night. And they even tried it at some points 4 wide racing here at Talladega. But I guarantee you, these drivers here are going to keep it calm because, you know, the stage break, they're going to get some valuable points there to help them into the next round as we're completing the round of WAD here for race number 2 of the playoffs, Brett. As you look at Jonathan Swartz out front with Scott Fritz giving a push there on the high side. Jonathan Atkins has fallen back just a tad bit. Keith Hackney right behind him. Next Level Racing, car number 69. as one lap is in the books.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I can tell you the official timing at the start-finish line. Jonathan Swartz was the leader of the first lap by 0.053 of a second as we get ready to complete that second lap. And that outside line is just starting to form up once again, that outside line. And you got 3 cars, now even 4 cars that are clear to go down to the bottom. And that first car to go down to the bottom, I believe, is the 88 entry of Nick Mills.
Yes, Nick Mills goes down there. Jonathan Atkins right there behind him. Going to try and give him a little push. Keith Hackney, and you see the 3 of Braden Robertson on that inside line. Jonathan Swartz still leading the way on that middle line there, being pushed by Scott Fritz, Dustin Renstittle as they come out turn number 2 down the back straightaway here. And you got, you're looking at the speeds. Let's see if we can get that up there. That's pit strategy.
How fast?
Yep. We're hitting 189 right now in the turns, Brett. As we come out of turn number 4 to complete lap number 3 here at Talladega. And look at the speeds. You see 200 flashed up there on the board momentarily.
Yeah, these drivers were sitting right around 190 to 192 miles per hour. And I got to say, this early on in the race, you want to build that friendship with drivers that, yes, you're racing against every other, all the other drivers. You might have the 3 people in the team, 4, 5, 6 people all in a team, all trying to get that win for themselves, but also get that win for the team. But if you're racing with another team member, you want to establish that early connection, because you never know when they are going to help you and when you're going to need it come late in the race. And that's going to be the big thing, Steve, is building that relationship on the racetrack while you're in the race. Yes,
it is. As they come out turn number 4 now, as you look right now, Jonathan Swartz still out front, and here comes Nick Mills. He's getting that push there from Jonathan Atkins, trying to get that bottom line wound up there to get alongside Jonathan Swartz. We talk about last night, the 46 of Sean Kostritza. He was involved in the wreck of pit road before they even came and took the green. He got backed into, so he was behind the 8 ball all night long, and in the trucks he had a bad night. So tonight he's hoping for a better result. And talk about that number 8 now has made it 3 wide. And that is Mikey Neal Jr. there. Actually, he is pushing the 84 David Farmer. And Brett, I'm not sure if you watch many Monday night shows here on the Bluegrass, but Mikey Neal has filled in several times, came in, and he's a joy to be around, especially in asphalt. He loves to talk.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want in that's what you want in an asphalt announcer. He's someone that can, someone that can talk a lot, and someone that can, really just, go with the flow. We just seen the race leader just then, the 88 entry, Nick Mills. He was that leader. He all of a sudden just went straight to the high side, and now he's just getting freight trained on the bottom side. Looks like by about 7 or 8 cars. So he's going to have his work cut out for him. But I mean, Steve, it's only lap 5. I mean, these guys are not worried just yet. As long as they can keep a clean car and a happy car, as long as they're there at the stage break, and of course then they obviously move into what could be green, the green flag pit stops. That's going to be a big thing as well for these drivers. And like I said, going back to that relationship building with the other drivers, if you've got 5 people in the pack that are out in front, you want those drivers. If you're that first car and you go down pit road, you want those 4 guys. You need to have that trust in them guys to come down pit road with you. Otherwise, those 4 guys stay on the racetrack. You go into pit road by yourself. Then all of a sudden, well, you need a caution for that to to come back into play.
Definitely you do. As you see right there, it's Atkins, Hackney, Swartz, Robertson. That inside line, the outside line's forming, because here comes Mikey Dill Jr. in the National Guard number 8 machine. That was his throwback car as he is in the turn there. You see him, he came down a little bit, took a little bit of that draft from the bottom line, then shot back up as the 5 of John Kinder Performance, number 5, right behind him. And then behind them is that number 2 of Alex Huffman in the Huffman Designs, car number 2 there.
You see Mikey Neal just shoot across the nose of, I believe that was Jonathan Atkins, as Mikey Neal was in front, but John Kinder started 22nd. He's now into the race lead. Steve, 7 laps, and you passed 21 guys. That is 3 cars a lap you've passed in getting to the front. To do that at Talladega, man, I tell you what, he's aggressive, but he's done it to where he's been able to do it clean. So he'll be one to keep an eye on as well. In that 5 machine is John Kinder, but Alex Huffman is now your race leader from 17th. He's plus 16. And Steve, look at this. You've got 3 drivers inside the top 4. Plus 16, plus 17, plus 19. Mikey Neal Jr. plus 17 as well. So, man, I'll tell you what, they're not afraid to make some moves up front.
Definitely, because Mikey Neal took him 3 wide. That's how he gained a lot of his positions mid-pack. As now you look for the battle for the race lead. Keith Hackney on the top shelf all by himself right now. And here comes the 94, Bobby Hall Jr. in that number 94 machine. Bobby knows that we cheer him on because normally on his truck he has the Ultimate Dirt TV sticker on there. So we always like cheering on Bobby in that 94 machine. But now Keith Hackney getting pushed to the lead. He's going to come down on the 2 of Alex Huffman. Huffman gives a little bump in the rough. No harm, no foul. He's going to give him a push. As them 2 are your top 2 drivers. John Kinder in that 3rd spot. Mikey Neal battling with Bobby Hall. Hall on the outside being pushed by the number 7. That is Justin Winters in the number 7. So Winters up 6 spots in that 6th position. He's the 4th car on the outside line.
I just hope they're wearing protection, Steve. That's all I'm going to say.
Definitely, I can tell you this. Last night, heartbreak came for that number 72 of Tony Iverson. He led, made a pit stop, got a speeding ticket, or speeding penalty, not ticket, penalty, and his night was over with.
Yeah, that's a tough break to get that speeding penalty, because you have to serve that under green flag. You can't go in and serve it under yellow, otherwise, you'd see a lot of penalties being served under the yellow. But right now, Keith Hackney is your race leader. Lap number 10 of 94 is about to be complete. Alex Huffman in that number 2 machine. Just going to say, going through some social media stuff, these 2 guys out in front have, how do I put this politely, Steve? There's been some beef and some drama between these 2, so it'd be a little bit ironic at the moment for these 2 to be 1 and 2, and one pushing the other. You'd be a little bit scared and a little bit nervous.
Well, you would, but you know that the old saying, keep your enemies closer. That is something they're doing right now. They now look at Huffman going to the outside of the 69 of Keith Hackney as Huffman will retake the lead. Now look at Bobby Hall Jr. He's going to make it 3 wide momentarily in that 94 car, being pushed by Tony Iverson. Bobby Hall was... I
was just going to say, Steve, that gap just in between Huffman and Bobby Hall Jr. 0.020 of a second, so 1/5 of a tenth of a second, and we're going to see a lot of that tonight. Those times that are going to be very, very close. Once we get a yellow, I'll explain what I did, and for the people that actually no, I'll leave that conversation off there. We'll worry about Bluegrass for tonight.
Definitely, as we're on lap number 12 with Alex Huffman, John Kinder, Keith Hackney, your top 3. The 94, Bobby Hall Jr., he has a pack of 4 on the top shelf there, trying to get something done, get wild back up, work his way back to the front. Look at the 49, Chuck Blake. He's the 4th car on the outside line there. And there's Jonathan Swartz making his way back up in that number 95 machine. But right now, Huffman continues to lead in the number 2 as Hackney goes to the top shelf. As Bobby Hall Jr. going to give him a push as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. The long back straightaway here at Talladega. The Xfinity cars went around about 20 laps last night before they had to start making pit stops. So you got to wonder here tonight how many laps the Cup cars can go. And maybe that's something that Jason can message Brett with before they have to make a pit stop. Well,
I'm sure I'll I was going to say I'm sure I'll get a message from Jason, because he was actually the one that was feeding me the information about Hackney and Huffman. So speaking of Hackney, he's back into the race lead on the outside of the racetrack, being pushed by that beautiful green number 94. And, well, not only is he representing the UDTV on that race car, but he's just got that nice green-looking paint job. Bobby Hall for the win for me, Steve.
Yep, and you see it on the quarter panel. There's the UDTV sticker on the rear quarter panel of that car. We're going to have to try to get a closer look. And let's see. Well,
about 20 to 22 laps, roughly. We're not too sure on that fuel window strategy, Steve. So, again, right around that 20 to 22 mark. So, look, we'll keep it on. If we stay green, we'll have to. Yeah, that obviously, that first green pit stop will give us a good indication on where we're going to be at when it comes to fuel. So, 80 laps remaining, Steve.
80 laps. Lap number 38 is the stage break for the Cup cars. And Lisa's asking about BJ. He's okay. He's
just taking a break, taking some time out.
He's taking some time out. Just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. He would appreciate it. I will tell you that. But Keith Hackney leading the way with Bobby Hall in second. Alex Huffman and John Kinder. Justin Winters rounds out your top 7 here tonight. As Johnson Schwartz in a 6th spot, Tony Iverson, Chuck Blake, Mikey Neal Jr. in 9th, and 10th is Jonathan Atkins, your pole sitter. And we're going to crank it up for a lap. As Keith Hackney leads lap number 16. And 16 Erda Bucks, we're on lap number 17 here out Talladega. We've had a lot of leaders. So right now it's Hackney and Hall. Those are your top 2 as they're starting to pull away from Alex Huffman in that number 2 machine there. And then you have John Kinder and Justin Winter still rounding out your top 5 here. Going a little further back, there is James Silvers in the 17, currently running in 30th. And right ahead of him, he's had 2 podium finishes here this week. It's Travis Twitty in that number 29. He's going to try out to make it a win tonight. He has a 3rd and a 2nd. So the only thing plaguing him from this week is that win, Brett Wheeler.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope that he can get that win here tonight. They've been very consistent with what they've done throughout the season. Of course, these Talladegas, these races are patient races, and for these drivers to do 94 laps around here, and at the moment, you're looking at what we're on lap 18 now. For these drivers to still do and focus and be able to concentrate on what they want to do, but also just talk amongst themselves, talk on the team chat and just make sure everybody's doing okay and talk about where they want to be on strategy wise. And at a track like this, it gives you a real good opportunity as to where you can pit. Keith Hackney was the first car to come down then. And I don't think anybody else, nobody else went with him.
No, he's going to be by himself, so that's probably going to hurt him just a tad bit. As Bobby Hall Jr. now listed as your race leader in that number 94 machine. And I'm trying to see here. Trying to find. All right, let's see. Turn it on. There it is, Brett. If you look on the screen, UDTV, and right underneath it, you see that sticker?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. You got a controller or something?
Oh, no. I'm not as good as you.
I don't have a controller.
Oh, okay. Well, Bobby Hall comes down pit road with Alex Huffman, John Kinder, Tony Iverson, Nick Mills, Daniel Worthington, A whole slew of drivers as Justin Winter stays out to lead a lap with Jonathan Swartz in that 95, and then Mikey Dill Jr. in that third spot. Fourth is Jonathan Atkins in that number 57. He was your pole sitter tonight. Currently running in fourth, have yet to make a pit stop. There's Frankie Barroso in the 12, Brandon Robertson in sixth, number 3, and then you got Chuck Blake and Scott Fritz, Bobby Hall Jr. and Alex Huffman coming off of pit road. Huffman first off, all right behind them. And so talk about Keith Hackney. Let's see. Keith Hackney is right there in 22nd position, Brett.
Yeah, but don't forget there is pit stops being made. So, you know, once these other cars get up to speed, it's going to be on where Keith Hackney, you know, is, because if he comes out in front of this lead pack, but I doubt it, because you know, you look at just in front of them, I think Bobby Hall, Alex Huffman, yeah, they're just come out from pit road and they're 4 seconds ahead of him. So remember, I did speak about, if you're that lead car, you don't want to be that first car going down pit road, because if you go down there and nobody else goes down there with you, we just seen it happen on the very first pit stop. Keith Hackney goes, he was leading the race, says he's going to come down pit road. No one, not one other driver decides to go down pit road.
Well, you look at this right here. Jonathan Swartz, Justin Winters, Mikey Dill Jr., Frankie Barroso, all now back on the racing surface. And look right there. There's Bobby Hall leading that pack of 3 right there, as Jonathan Swartz comes out as your race leader with Justin Winters right there in his hip pocket. So that was a good strategy for them.
Yep. Yeah, it certainly was. So, again, you know, you want to build that relationship with the other drivers, you know, not only when it comes to regarding, you know, pushing and working with them, but also when they, especially getting into pit road. It's so crucial at a track like this. If you go to a track, you know, you smaller tracks, you know, I mean, even the paperclip of Martinsville, tracks that are small that, you know, don't really have that draft effect, it's not going to matter all that much on when you pit. You know, you can work by yourself to figure out where you need to be. But at these super speedways and a track like Talladega, we see it so often in officials, in pro series, in league races, in the real life. These guys, they need to work with one another to get there. And the old saying, to finish first you must finish.
That's true. Last night's winner in Xfinity Series, the number 1 of Scott Fritz, currently running in the 8th position here tonight. Also, Monday night's winner, Brian Terry in the 13. You see him right there in the 13 machine. Won Monday night in the Truck Series. His first win in the Bluegrass Series League. So, congratulations to him on Monday night. And now look at Bobby Hall, now your race leader, being pushed by the 2 of Alex Huffman. And there's John Kinder right there and the 1 of Fritz. And they're going, oh, we got a little contact going on. That was between Swartz and John Kinder. No harm, no foul. They continue to work that. That's going to kind of break them up a tad bit, as they're going to have to wind it all back together, get tight, and get formed in this front pack here.
That was Kinder coming down the racetrack probably a little too earlier than what he should be. That could have gone horribly wrong for John Kinder, and I'm not sure who that car was that he got Swartz. into the yeah, there you go. So Jonathan Swartz. Yeah, that could have got really ugly between those two, but thankfully for all those drivers inside that pack, and unfortunately for the rest of the drivers that aren't anywhere near it, Bobby Hall Jr. goes off the racing surface, goes under the yellow line. He goes off the racetrack and he'll come back on, and he'll now be sitting at the back of that pack. And what went wrong there with that 94 entry of Bobby Hall Jr.? But yeah, that could have gone horribly wrong, Steve, because we often see that. We often see the big one.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why we can't see a big one here tonight. But for the moment, 24 down, 70 to go, Steve. And a hell of a race so far here on asphalt.
Definitely is. And Sarah, give him credit. I mean, he's filled in that. He hasn't even announced the Bluegrass before, so he didn't know they were teammates. Give him a little bit of credit.
Who are we talking about?
I believe it was the 95 in the 2. Like that. But
No, Sports and
yeah, but it's all right.
Sports and Huffman.
Hey, that's the reason why they're veterans.
Sarah,
Nothing could happen there.
I'm like a truck against I'm like a truck against cup cars. Okay, give me a little. Actually, I'm like an ARCA car right now.
Trying to catch up to speed real quick, aren't you, Brett?
yeah. This is look. All right, Sarah. Okay, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I ain't no asphalt guy. I'm a dirt guy. Anytime I'm gonna be on asphalt is when I'm getting to the dirt track. Just saying. It's just me though. But you know what? I'm here, and I'm helping Steve, and I'm helping Bluegrass because well, they've been long time supporters of ours.
Oh, Sarah. she agrees. She put the LOL in there. Thank you for tuning in tonight, Sarah. Glad you're here. Lisa, glad you're tuning in. Charlene and the whole crew. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button on there. Share out the broadcast. Watch on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe. You know, the Bluegrass is trying to get to 1,000.
That's because we hashtag blame Alex.
That's
okay.
True.
Anytime you see Lisa, anytime you see Alex and there's a caution, you immediately type hashtag blame Alex. That's it. That's all you need to type. Even tonight, anytime you see a caution, hashtag blame Alex. Alex might not be here. It's still Alex's fault.
That's true. Because, you know, Monday night, you watch Truck Series, they were beating and banging all the way to the stage break, and no caution ever came out. Oh, Sarah, you're in Mississippi. We're close to Arkansas tonight.
I mean, I'm in Sydney. I mean, if anybody asks. I mean, not that anybody asked, but I'm just saying. I'm in Sydney, Australia right now.
Well, you know,
actually, you know I changed rooms yesterday, Steve. Mm-hmm. And you see my setup.
Right.
You want to know how... do you want to know how I'm sitting right now? I am kicked back in the wheelchair. I've got the window open. I've got the blinds open. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. And I've just got the screen basically in front of the window, just watching chat, watching this race unfold in front of us, and just enjoying life.
There you go. What a life to live in Sydney, Australia here tonight. As you look at the front, they're getting a little antsy there. The wad of Scott Fritz. As he's pushing right now to the 8 of Mikey Neal Jr.
You know what we're doing to this Bluegrass family, Steve?
What are we doing?
The viewers? We're bringing back the hashtag blame Alex.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we said on the truck broadcast Monday night, I felt sorry for the driver he was spotting for, and that was that had to be treacherous.
Yeah, there's no way I would trust Alex Robinson to be my spotter. You couldn't pay me to have him as my spotter. On the right side, Steve, we've only got 10 laps to go until that first stage break, and you know what? I would love to see. I mean, and let's hope. I would love to not see that stage break. I would love to see the stage break come out at the first yellow. That really would change things up, just to be a little bit. And I like to do things out of left field.
Right.
That would be a left field curveball in my eyes, because drivers are thinking, well, we get to lap 38, you get those stage points and whatnot. But you know what? Who's to say our first caution doesn't come out at lap 65 or lap 88?
Yeah, I mean, it could be 94 laps of distance. We're coming on. I mean, 8 laps to go at the line here at Talladega with the Bluegrass Cup Series. As they come out turn number 2 down the back straightaway, Mikey Neal. We're gonna try to get him in here Monday night. Maybe get Jason to sweet talk him. He loves to talk. He loves to announce the trucks on Monday nights. And then we're going to have Alex back next Tuesday and sweet talk
someone else that loves to talk and loves to hear his own voice is Alex Robinson.
That's true. That is true. And then try to get Brett back with us next Wednesday night at Dover. Maybe I have to sweet talk him.
You don't have to sweet talk me, Steve. All you have to do is just ask me, and I'll be here.
Oh, thank you.
No, actually, that may be a maybe, actually, because next week I may be heading to a racetrack, staying 3 or 4 nights. Although I did just cancel the accommodation tonight, but I'll know over the next couple of nights as I talk to the president of the clubs and whatnot. So at this stage, it's a maybe. If I'm not there, I'll be here, Steve, for you, okay?
Well, thank you. As you look there, the 7 adjusted winners. He moves to the top shelf right in front of 95 of Jonathan Swartz as they're trying to get that top line wound up and get moving. As look at them, how they close up on Frankie Barroso there. Justin Winners now to second. And let me tell you, it's fixing to get busy here like on at 5 o'clock rush hour traffic as we come to the end of the stage. Everybody wants those valuable points. And now look at it. Winners to the race lead with Swartz and the 9 of Brandon Holder. Holder now cracking the top 3. He's going to look underneath Jonathan Swartz there for second. And there comes the 7. He moves down there with Holder. They're going to leave Swartz out there on the top shelf as he's being pushed by the 15 of Matt Grenier and the 57 of Jonathan Atkins. So now you look at the top shelf. They're starting to fall back just a tad bit. They lost a little bit of momentum. They're going to try to rally the troops up on the high side to get that going once again. But Justin Winners leads the way as we come to complete lap number 32 of 38 of this stage.
I was just going to say, I don't think we've got a real good indication of the fuel window, Steve, because we had Hackney come in on lap, I think it was 18. And then it was the next lap, lap 19, for the rest of the guys. So I don't know what Hackney's playing at, because if he went 18 laps, if he's going to do another 18 laps, that's 2 laps short of the stage break. How he's going to have that extra, essentially what is going to be extra 2 laps of fuel, I don't know whether he was just trying to shorten it. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there. The lap car was just trying to stay away. I think that's Josh Clemens in that 28, just trying to stay away. Speaking of Hackney, he's back in 29th position, so surely he didn't. He's 43 seconds behind. Did he have another pit stop?
He just came down pit road. Yes, he did for his second pit stop of the night. And you got to wonder why his car's so off on pit strategy right now. Maybe he's going to try something totally different. But who knows, as we come to complete lap number 34 here, as they're down the back straightaway, heading into turn number 3. Winners, Holder, and Mo Abbott. Abbott in the 48 yellow Lowe's machine in that 3rd spot. And 4th is Scott Fritz. And there's that 12 of Frankie Barroso. And then the outside line with Jonathan Swartz lead the way on the outside line there.
So I'm just trying to... What do we have? 94 laps divide 18. That gives us 5.222222222222. Because I was thinking maybe he's going to... maybe he was going to try and divide it up into 18 lap pit stops. But even at then, he's still going to be, I think, 3 or 4 laps short. So he would have to split it 18, 18, and then 19, 19, 19. Although, no, he wouldn't even have to. You know why, Steve? Because once that stage break comes out, we're going to lose 3 or 4 laps there anyway.
Yeah.
So he's doing it in blocks of 18. Yeah. So if he's come down on lap 32, you've got 50 plus the caution laps. So the next time Hackney should come down pit road, realistically should be about lap 54, 55, 56, somewhere around there. If he does that, then his pit strategy is going to be in like laps of 18s.
Definitely on a different strategy than most of these drivers, as he is a lap down now, but in the lead pack as they head into turn number 3. The 7 continues to lead here with Brandon Holder in his hip pocket as we're on lap number 36. As we're in the middle of 3, coming out turn number 4. As we complete 36 laps, as we'll be on lap number 37. And look at the outside line now, being led by Jonathan Swartz. It's starting to close in as the outside line has reeled back up. Got wounded back up, and Brett, we're on lap number 37.
Now 2 laps away from the stage break coming out, and which should see what should be our first yellow of the evening. And although it's technically not classified as a yellow, it's classified as a stage break. I was told the guys only have 1 caution last night, and which happened to be basically at the last lap of the stage. So we may see a repeat here tonight, but I mean, with the way these drivers are going at the moment, and especially with this Cup Series, these guys, they know how to, and not to sort of disrespect the other guys, but these guys are more in control of their cars and obviously more forgiving. But Steve, we start our 38th lap, which means we are now 1 lap away from this stage break and the checkered flag here on the first part of this stage.
Well, right now it's Jonathan Swartz, Matt Grenier right there, 1-2. Well, Jonathan Atkins, who started on the pole in that 3rd spot. Look at the move the 8 and Mikey Dill did, getting to the top shelf there, trying to get pushed. He wants to win this stage. Valuable points going into the next round. The top 10 will get some extra points as they come out of turn number 4. A little bit of beating and banging. Look out, there's Keith Hackney right there. There's the 94 of Bobby Hall Jr. as they go through the tri-oval. Coming out of the tri-oval to pick up the stage win will be the 95 of Jonathan Swartz. Matt Grenier will come home in 2nd. Jonathan Atkins, Bobby Hall Jr., Mikey Dill, Brandon Robertson, Brandon Holder, Frankie Barroso, Bo Abbott, and Justin Winters rounds out your top 10.
Just quickly, Steve, I've just noticed something too. Now, obviously, asphalt. The first car on the lead, first car a lap down gets the lucky dog. They get their lap back. Josh Clemens is that guy. The other guy and the only guy, which will now be a lap down, Keith Hackney.
And if he stays out, he'll get that lap wave around.
Correct. He stays out, but he still has to go to the back of the field. I mean, he was already back there anyway, but yes, that was what I was going at. So Josh Clemens should get the lucky dog. Well, that looks like he's coming down pit road. So Keith Hackney might get it anyway.
Definitely. So that's going to hurt the 28, and he might be running on fumes. Maybe that's the reason why. As the 95 of Jonathan Swartz is trying to catch up to the pace car, as pit road should be open this time. While he's catching up to the pace car, we're going to pay some bills. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back as pit road should be open. And Jonathan Swartz going to lead the field down pit road here. There he comes. There's actually quite a few drivers who are already on pit road, Brett.
Now that's because, like, you look at the laps that we're on, and we go back to that first round of green flag pit stops where we've seen drivers come in about 18, 19 laps. So to split that stage basically in half, that's where they would have split it. So that's the reason why we would have seen, because we essentially had what was, I think, 3 different groups go into that green flag pit stops at different times. I think it was lap 18, lap 19. I think some drivers may have even stretched it out to lap 20. So maybe that's the reason why we see a lot of drivers already in the pits. As we'll have to wait and see how it all cycles through and who comes out and who will restart in the race lead. But at this stage, I believe that all the drivers are going to be back on the lead lap once this pit cycle, and once we get this lineup sorted out, we should be back and have all 30 drivers on the lead lap, which can mean a good thing, Steve, but also the restarts everybody was comfortable, everybody was in a rhythm, and knowing that, it was the first part of the race. Well, that first part is done. Now we move on to what is the second third of this race. And if we can break it up into three, the first part, the second part, and the third part, we've already gotten through the first 33, 34 laps. Now we go, stage breaks done. Now we split this, what is going to be 52 laps remaining. We split, from lap from now to about lap 30 something, 32, and then that 72 I was talking about, just splitting it in two. So, yeah, these I got no idea what I'm talking about, Steve. I'm just trying to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Well, I can tell you this. We went caution-free for the first stage. Let's see if we go caution-free for the second stage. As drivers tonight trying to get some good finishes so they can move on to the next round. Don't forget, next week we'll be at Dover, so you don't want to miss it. And we'll round out the season here with the Bluegrass at Phoenix for championship week. So that's something to put on your calendars you don't want to miss. More drivers coming down pit road, topping off, Brett, as Phoenix will be the first week of May. So don't want to miss that. Next week is Dover. Then we got Charlotte Roval, Homestead, Martinsville, and again, Phoenix rounding out the season. Lights are out in the pace car. Brett, they're going to double them up, and we're going to go back to Green Flag Racing with Jonathan Swartz and Matt Grenier on your front row.
I feel left out now.
Why?
Lisa just said, you guys. No, Lisa just said, you guys have spent quite a bit of time together, and BJ and yourself have become household names. Sean's been really grateful for all the help that you've given him. So we care about you guys. Oh, okay, no, that's cool. I haven't been here either, so that's okay. I understand, but I'll be that white disabled guy that gets left out. I'll make you feel bad now.
Lisa tunes in every week, so does Sarah.
Mm-hmm, I know.
And they support us regardless. Let me tell you, probably they want to slap us the very first time me and BJ got on the broadcast, because we never did asphalt racing in our life, broadcasting. We always did dirt. Totally different. And, hey, me and BJ kind of got used to it. And you know what, Brett? You're just fitting in tonight because, you're going along with it. Let me tell you, half the people down here wouldn't know if you're telling the truth or telling a lie.
I don't even know if I'm telling the truth or a lie. I'm just making stuff up as I go.
Well, you made Jason Collins believe it, so that's all that matters.
Well, there you go.
Oh, by the way,
Yep.
We charge $100 per minute after 2 hours, just FYI. So we always try to go past the 2 minute mark or 2 hour mark.
2 hour mark, yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm okay with that.
Where's Grady? Well, Grady is still with Jason, and I believe they're in the pace car together. His pace car just pulled down pit road.
I'm glad the pace car pulled down, not anything else.
Green flag is that we're back to racing here at Talladega with the Bluegrass Cup Series for stage number 2. Jonathan Swartz being pushed by the 57 of Jonathan Atkins. Pair of J's right there on the inside. They got Matt Grenier and Frankie Moroso. Actually, Grenier's getting pushed by Mikey Neal Jr. So the outside line, Brett, didn't really get a good start. They're falling back.
Now, just on that restart too, I just seen Jason Bridges come out of the pit road. So just as they were taking the green, and as they were getting their cars up to speed now, he's already going to be a lap down. That's going to be, in fact, he's 2 laps down. So I want to know what happened with Bobby Hall Jr. He's back in the pits. Maybe some sort of mechanical issues on that number 94 machine. But yeah, as these guys get up to speed, 42, we go back to counting the laps for Keith Hackney on the fuel. He came in on lap 32. He said he's been doing it. So we essentially just had 5 or 4 laps just then.
Now, did Keith Hackney come and refuel back up right before we went green?
Oh, I got no idea.
Oh. Well, I don't know either. Just asking. Maybe our famous pit road reporter, Jason Collins, if he can get Greeny off of him for just a minute, can let us know.
Actually, speaking of Bobby Hall Jr., there he is. He's on the racetrack, and he's about to. Unfortunately, he's about to have those stickers blown off that car, so he may have to go get a new wrap.
He might as they come off the turn number 4 down the straightaway there, passing the pit entrance. Jonathan Swartz lead away. Jonathan Atkins. Then you got Frankie Barroso. And outside line is coming out. That is John Kinder being pushed by the 48 of Mo Abbott. And look at Swartz now. Goes to the top side. Going to leave the inside open. And here comes Jonathan Atkins and Frankie Barroso. Atkins representing Team World of Thunder along with his teammate in that 13th spot. That is the 46 of Sean Kostritza. Kostritza try to have a better night than he did on Monday and Tuesday night, as right now he is right behind Mikey Neal Jr.
I just got told Hackney did top up, along with a few others as well. So I got, what did we start off at? 42?
Yep.
42, so he should be coming in at roughly around lap 60 if he's going in at 18 laps a fuel stop. So
yep, something we have to stay tuned and see what he does, that's for sure.
Oh, by the way, Lisa, it's fine. I know you guys. I know these guys are household names here. Like I said, I'm just that odd guy out that just does what he's told whenever. These three cars ran out of fuel at the stage.
And let me guess that one of them was Bobby Hall Jr. Probably
Bobby Hall Jr. Yep, the 94, the 9 of Brandon Holder, and the 88 entry of Nick Mills. So those 3 drivers, it was either they tow, or they serve penalties.
Well, they'd rather serve a penalty here because towings are definitely going to hurt them.
Yeah, it's a minute 45, I think it is.
Yeah. Yep. It'd be funny if Granny was driving the tow truck.
And the way Granny drives, I mean, who says she's not driving the tow truck? If it takes a minute 45 to get the cars back to pit road.
Well, she might, but she might be pushing them in reverse. That's the only problem. Granny kind of wild here when she comes to the racetracks.
She's not like that, what was that animal that was at USA that one time? Took out that radiator.
The deer.
Yeah, she's not like the wild deer, is she?
Oh, she's crazy like that. Let me tell you, one night, she lost her dentures. Me and BJ had to look for them. And Jason Collins had it the whole time, her dentures in his pocket.
Ah.
And
was it a pocket or the zipper?
Well, I can tell you this. I mean, me and BJ had enough. We had to send Granny with Jason because one night she was cheering on the driver. She lost her wig. And then it was her dentures. So finally we just gave her to Jason to take care of during the races.
Yeah, I mean, if she's lost a wig, she's lost her dentures, I mean, she's got no teeth, she's got no hair. She's having a rough trot of it lately.
She has. Let me tell you. 9 times out of 10, all 3 of us are late coming to the racetrack because we're still stuck in the track for the week before looking for items she's lost.
I think it's time to employ someone to make sure Granny knows where her dentures and her hair is all the time.
Right. Well, Jason Collins
someone needs to put someone or hire someone to put on the payroll to keep Granny in line because obviously Jason's not doing a good job.
Well, Jason right now looks like he's letting her ride the deer.
Oh my God. Oh boy.
She's gonna think she's like Santa Claus next, trying to get that thing to fly.
Yeah, Granta Claus.
Yes. As we're coming to complete lap number 49, Atkins, Barroso, and Terry, 1, 2, and 3. And look at Brian Terry up 25 spots in that 3rd position. Monday night's winner, Brett. So, I mean, he has some, we got momentum on his side here to get things done here tonight if he wants to.
Lisa, I'm just saying, the way Steve and BJ are is because of me.
That's true.
I made these guys. I built these guys around me. So yeah, I can definitely fit right in. Just on that, Brian Terry as well. He set up 25 spots. The guy behind him, Wes Wingen, plus 23 as well. So the two drivers seem to be working with one another coming through the field, because they would have started next to each other. No, in fact, they would have started. Yeah, they would have started too. They started 27th and 28th. So they started beside each other.
Uh-huh.
And of course, to come through this field and to be up where they are, it only makes logical sense that they have to have worked together to make sure that they come through this field and to be up inside, both drivers at the moment inside the top 5.
You gotta read Jason Collins' comment on YouTube, Brett, about Granny.
Listen, all right. This can go south really quickly. I guess you could say, dear oh dear.
That's what we're calling it now, dear. Gotta remember we're at a racetrack and a race is going on here, but it is entertaining, that's for sure. And how about the Justin Winters fans out there right now? Up 3 spots to start the race, currently running, and I kept that car clean so far. Right in front of him is Mikey Neal Jr. So, I mean, he has some, and right behind him is Alex Huffman. So you got, like, teammates right there working together. So why not let the front pack kind of battle it out and be there towards the end?
Yes. I don't know. I really wasn't paying attention to that question that you asked, Steve. So, look, I'm just going to say, yeah, no, look, they can. All they've got to do is just work together. And just wait till they get to that, those last sort of 5-10 laps, and then you can go for gold. Even if it's that last, wait for that last pit window. Once you get to that last pit window and you can make it, which, again, if we cut it short at 18, you've got 94 minus 18, which is going to be 76. So these drivers are going to have to stop off at least 2 more times before we get to the end of the race.
You know what Jason really needs to do? He needs to get a picture of Granny and post it on Facebook. That's what he needs to do so everybody knows who Granny is. And Sarah cheered on her son as he's doing a good job here tonight, running in that 9th position, kept the car clean. Huffman right there in number 2 in that 10th spot. And then one of the supporters of the Bluegrass.
Yeah. While Steve's choking and trying to get that furball out of his throat, I'm going to create a myth here.
Uh-huh.
Is Granny just a myth? Is that really Jason Collins?
I don't know.
See? These are the hard-hitting questions and the big brain questions that I have sometimes. Nobody seems to find... No one knows who Granny is. Everybody knows who Granny is, but no one's seen a picture of Granny.
Well, that's what we need Jason Collins to do, to post a picture of Granny on the Bluegrass Facebook page, cheering on these drivers here tonight.
Well, an idea on what he should post, but I'll leave that for off stream.
Look at the 8 of Mikey Neal Jr. again pushed to the top with the number 7, and I believe that's the 2 of Alex up in there, as the outside line now is formed and starting to move forward. So Mikey Neal Jr. now to the race lead with Justin Winters giving the push. Now Mikey Neal goes to the bottom. Winters stays up top there, being pushed by the 2 of Alex Huffman and John Kinder. Those are the 3 drivers on outside the line as Mikey Neal continues to the lead with the 48 of Bo Abbott giving the push. And there's the 57 of Jonathan Atkins, currently running in that 6th position, the 3rd car on the inside line. Them damn deer, that's right.
Seems to have followed us from dirt, Steve.
Yep. See, we'll say that a little bit later. Y'all laugh at that, I promise you that.
You said Scott Fritz won Cup cars, Xfinity cars last night, yeah?
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, well, he's back up to position number 10. Brian Terry, you said, picked up the win in the trucks on Monday night, correct?
Yep.
Yep, he's up to 12, so he's plus 16 at the moment. And I mean, essentially, he's only about 6/7 of us to make that 8/10 of a second off the leader. And we'd look at 8/10 of a second, and on dirt, just means, well, he's a fair way from the race leader. Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do. It's different here on asphalt, especially at a super speedway. As long as you stay in that draft, you're still a chance. There is still, I mean, anything is possible right now, and we've already seen it. You know, I mean, look at John Kinder. He started 22nd. He's into the race lead. Yes, we'll have one yellow of, I mean, it really wasn't even a yellow. It was the stage break. So I mean, so far we've basically gone green so far this entire race. I'm going to say within the next 5 laps, I think we're going to have an hashtag blame Alex moment.
Well, take a look at the pit strays right there. Most drivers have been on 16 laps since we last pitted. So we're closing in on a 20-lap mark.
And again, drivers were switching between 18 and 19. So if they get to that 20, again, you've just got to do the... I'm not going to say simple math because it's really not simple. If I can get my calculator up, if they come in at lap 60, you then push it to 19, and then you push another 15 laps. So if they get to lap 60, I dare say we may see pit stops at around 60 and 78, I reckon, or 60 and 76, somewhere around there. So there's still 2 more pit stops to be had in this race unless we get those yellows.
Ooh, allergies is killing me to this week. Ooh.
I won't tell you what's killing me.
Well,
because I'm still here somehow.
Well, John Kinder leading the way, being pushed by the 2 of Alex Huffman. Justin Winters rounds out your top 3. And you have Mikey Neal Jr. and the 48 of Mo Abbott. Rounds out your top 5 as we're coming.
I think you just need to just sit down and take a drink or something.
I have been. That's the sad part.
Yeah, well, obviously it's going down the wrong hole. Steve, it goes down your throat. Stop trying to snort it. No, we don't need to be doing that. Lap 42, I think we've seen. There it goes. There comes one car coming down pit road. So the pit stops are going to be happening right now. We should see a number of cars over the next sort of 2, 3, 4 laps at absolute most to start making their way down pit road. And I think that was, I want to say that was Chuck Blake or Tony Iverson was one of those cars to make it down pit road. I didn't see anybody else because... Hey?
Chuck Blake coming down.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, he's just entered the pits, and in fact, he's just left the pit. So that was at about, looking at that, by the time he entered the pits and by the time he left, it was about 20, I don't know how long. Again, I'm not starting to do math. Brian Terry, truck winner, coming down pit road. Steve, 2 laps in a row, and we've had 2 single car pit stops. It hurt. It hurt Keith Hackney earlier. I don't understand why people are still trying to do it.
Yeah, you got to wonder that they, not find a dancing partner soon enough. Or they just go a little too far and use a little bit too much fuel there. As John Kinder still continues to lead the way to number 5, the Kinder Performance. And then you got Alex Huffman and Huffman Designs, car number 2 there, giving it a push. And how about Justin Winters right now in the top 3? And then Mikey Neal Jr. in that 4th spot. Mo Abbott in the 48. Here comes Mikey Neal Jr. And look out, because here comes a whole slew of drivers down pit road. Mo Abbott, oh my goodness, he's going to miss the entrance of pit road. Oh, Nelly. Oh, he saves it, Brett.
Wow. And here I was thinking Mo was trying to become Jim's lawn mowing service, just cutting that grass and cutting it really fine. That is going to hurt him in the long run, Steve, because now he misses that pit window with the other drivers. He has to gather his car back up, get it back up to speed. But then once he gets it back up to speed, he's got to hope that he's got enough fuel to get around the whole entire racetrack and get in the pits, get fueled up. He's going to have to want a caution.
He definitely is.
62. Okay, we've got total of 94. You split that again, you're looking at what is 32, maybe, or once they do another lap, essentially 33. We look at probably lap 79, lap 80. Somewhere around there should be that final pit stop window, because there is no way drivers are struggling to get 20 laps out of it. So still one more pit stop is needed after they just finished that pit stop cycle. So Wes Wiggin, Mo Abbott as well, both coming into pits.
Definitely right now your race leader when they cross the start finish line will be that number 2 of Alex Huffman, being pushed by Mikey Neal Jr., Jonathan Atkins there, and Justin Winters. Winters goes to the high side there. He's going to pull along beside Jonathan Atkins. He's going to bring John Kinder with him. As now they're trying to rally the troops on the high line there between those two drivers. As Mikey Neal Jr. pushing Alex Huffman there, your race leader. There's Frankie Barroso in that number 12 machine, and Jonathan Swartz in the 95 right there. There's John Kinder left out to dry. And how about Scott Fritz, last night's winner in Xfinity Series, currently in the top 7. As we're at lap number 63, this front pack's going to single out. Look a little further back. So there is John Kinder in 8th. So Matt Grenier is in 9th. And there he is. Matt Grenier, David Farmer. This is your second pack. Brendan Holder in there. Got James Silvers. Haven't talked much about him tonight. And Daniel Worthington up 16 spots into 113. Flex Motorsports. In that 13th spot, there's Wes Wiggin. He's made his way back on the race surface in that 14th spot. Sean Kostritza right there in 15th with Alex Healy on his tail end right there as he's in that 16th position. Meanwhile, the front pack single filed out. They're probably going to try and play it safe for a little bit, Brett.
Yeah, there's no need to do anything silly. They all probably just want to ride and get to that last pit window. Once they get to that last pit window, then right now this is probably the most crucial part of the race, because you want to establish a relationship with the drivers up the front. You want to work with someone. If you can work with a teammate, beautiful. You're not going to worry. You're not going to be stressing too much. If you've got to work with another driver from another team, or if you're a solo driver out there and you need to work with someone, if no one's willing to work with you, it's going to be gut-wrenching, because you're going to do so many laps. You're going to be up near the front of the field, and then to work with no one, you've just got to hope that you just find someone to do the dance with. But this is where this next part of the race is going to come into where these drivers, again, they've been building that relationship from the start. They've been working with drivers throughout the course of the race. Again, this is where it's going to be at the strongest, because you need to make sure when you get to that last 15, 16, 17 laps of the race, once you go in for that final pit stop, it is going to be on. Once you get to that white flag, what you've worked for and what everyone has worked for so hard in this race is just going to be basically thrown out the window, and it is going to be a free-for-all.
Definitely it is. So, Jason Collins, you still listening? Listening to the broadcast?
Of course he is. That's a stupid question.
Well, I know you got to make sure he's paying attention, because sometimes he's distracted. So we want to make sure he's paying attention. So this is what the fans are wanting. They want a picture of Granny wearing her Bluegrass t-shirt. So if you could take a picture of Granny, post on the Bluegrass Facebook page so everybody knows who she is. Preferably with her wig on.
And you know what? I'll go one better. I'll one up you on that one.
Huh?
Make it as the thumbnail for next week's races.
Yeah. There you go. Make her the trophy girl for the rest of the season.
Steve, I've been told that you have lost your mind.
I mean, anyone can do it. Jason Collins and Sweet Talk Grady. I mean, We know that can happen.
No, man. This is what, Steve. This is what happens when you do too much asphalt.
Well,
you have so much time. You have so much time on your hands.
That's true. That's true. I mean, now Granny's trying to ride Jason's deer, acting like Granny Claus. And who knew Jason Collins had a deer?
I don't know. Are you What? So, have you got a Bluegrass shirt, Steve?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So, are you going to borrow Jason's one?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Why am I going to borrow Jason's shirt?
No, didn't you want a picture of Granny?
Yeah.
I ain't going to borrow his shirt. I mean, we've already established that Granny's got no hair. You got no hair. You seem to know an awful lot about Granny. Listen, Steve, I'm just throwing this one out there, okay? Oh my, how the tables have turned really quickly on that one.
Oh.
Now, listen, Jason just asked me if you were going to dress up, so I figured, well, you know what? I'm going to run with his question, and I'm going to say, well, maybe you're Granny. Maybe you're Granny in disguise.
Maybe it's BJ.
You've lost your mind too.
Well, maybe it's BJ. He's the one that's not here.
Yeah, but doesn't Granny come around when BJ's here still?
BJ. Granny comes around when I'm here. The only one that never comes in the booth is Jason Collins.
You give it about 10 seconds and I reckon he'll pop in just to say something.
Up and way out in front with Mikey Dale Jr., Jonathan Atkins, still your top three here. Frankie Brozo, Justin Winters rounds out your top 10.
Right on cue.
Steve, are you sure that Jason isn't Granny's deer? Heck, Jason might be Granny's deer. That is for sure. With 25 laps to go, Jason Collins looking to give a present here tonight to the winner.
So the deer is the one that Brett said jumped out in front of the car. That's what I think Granny's riding.
Well, that night the deer jumped out of the car. It didn't total the car, just knocked the radiator out.
Yeah, but we're still trying to establish who Granny is.
That's what I'm just trying to figure out. But
you need
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it to Steve.
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
no, I'm not. You're
gonna take no hair. Steve said that Granny had no hair because she lost the wig.
Hmm.
I haven't checked Steve's mouth because I'm assuming he's got teeth, but they just could be dentures. As Steve
possibly.
Steve's lost his mind. Steve always loses his mind. I mean, Steve, you're not looking good here at the moment. That April, you're behind it right now.
Oh my! Y'all try to bring back. Hey,
I'm just saying, he paid me to say that, Steve.
Just remember.
Y'all have a good rest of the broadcast.
Thank you. All right, Jason Collins there, but Alex Huffman still leading the way as we come down to 23 laps to go here at Talladega. And see, how about that? We could have fun on the broadcast. One night, we're going to see who Granny is. I'm going to make sure that happens. Wouldn't it be funny if she gets on cam?
Well, Steve, here's the thing. Okay, I mean, you're promising us all these things. Like I said, these things that you're promising isn't helping your situation.
I haven't made a promise. I said, wouldn't it be neat?
No, you said one of these days she's going to get on these broadcasts, and and you said, wouldn't it be neat if she was on camera? But you said one of these days she's going to get on the broadcast. It's almost like you are guaranteed.
No,
it's almost like you're guaranteeing us.
No, Lisa's correct. What she said, but wasn't it Brett that said y'all found Granny's teeth in Jason's zipper? That wasn't my mouth down there, Brett.
Well, you're the one that said it was in his pocket. So pocket, zipper. I mean, they're right next to each other.
Oh, 22 laps here to go for Alex Huffman, Mikey Dill Jr., this Jonathan Atkins, Frankie Barroso, and how about the 7 of Justin Witter? So you got Jonathan Swartz, Scott Fritz, and John Kinder in that front pack. Matt Grenier in that second pack. Brett is a-coming.
Yeah, it is, and again, we just keep an eye on that lap count as well. Of course, we've got 22. It'll come to 21 within the next 5 laps. Is when we should start to see drivers come in for what should be that final pit stop. Unless that dreaded yellow flag comes out, then the drivers will be able to come in under yellow. But if we can keep this green flag run going, then I think we're still going to see who is going to, which groups and which teams, which people are going to be working together. But yes, that second pack is coming. Once they get to the back of that first pack, that then becomes one big giant pack. And it's already on right now, because you've got 2 packs of about 8-9 cars, and then you put that pack together, all of a sudden you're going to have about 16-17 cars all going for that number 1 position. But once they catch up to that front pack, Steve, right around that time is when you're looking roughly around pit stops.
Definitely. Right there is lap traffic ahead of your race leaders, and they're racing. I believe, let's see, there's Chuck Blake, and a little further back there's Jeremy Vaughn. There is the 13. So they are in danger of coming lap down, because here comes Alex Huffman and Mikey Dill Jr. and Jonathan Atkins. So the front pack single filed out, the second pack single filed out, and they're closing that gap slowly as we come out to turn number 4, coming to 19 laps to go here.
Well, from here on out, any lap could be the final pit stop lap. Again, it all comes back down to the drivers. I think I said around, you could probably get it down to about 14, 15 laps is when that final pit stop can come in. Even if they wait for the 14, 15, they don't have to top up all the way, but they need to make sure that they've got enough fuel to get to the end of the race, because there's no point in trying to take a shortcut on the fuel stop. As coming to 18, Steve, the back of that lead pack has now just been caught by the front of that second pack.
Definitely has Matt Grenier leading that second pack as they close it in on the back bumper of the 5 of John Kinder. And they got a head of steam there. Look at them. It is closed up. It's rush hour traffic fixed to becoming a reality really shortly, Brett, after the final pit stops.
Yep. Yeah, again, it's already on, so... hey, Steve Tucker. Yes, there was a podcast done on Monday. You should go listen. Make sure you subscribe to the Bluegrass Iracing YouTube channel. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share the broadcast out, and of course, check us out on Facebook as well. All the social media pages at Bluegrass Iracing. Steve, we appreciate your support. We appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you for listening, and thank you for tuning in here to Bluegrass Iracing Series 17 to go at the line, Stephen. Again, right now, you want to make sure, and I said this earlier, and a question that was posed as to why, Keith Hackney went to that single fire, that pit strategy on lap number 18. Now, welcome back, Steve. I appreciate you just disconnecting right in the middle of my sentence.
I was like, where did I go?
Yeah. No, you left plain and simple. You left plain and simple. I mean, I was in the middle of talking about something really good too, and I've got no idea what I was talking about now.
I was like, wait a minute, where did you go? And I realized I wasn't in the room no more.
Yeah, no, I didn't go anywhere. You went somewhere. I just seen some cars coming down pits too, Steve. So, again, we're starting to see the last of the pit stops happening.
Yes, that is. The drivers that were fixing to go a lap down, making their final pit stops of the night, as we're on 16 laps to go with Huffman, Neal, and Atkins, your top 3. Actually, your top 5. have been unchanged. But look at Jonathan Swartz there, out on the outside, all by his lonesome right now. You got to wonder when pit stops happen, someone's going to let him in. Or, hey, it could be something like Mo Abbott did earlier.
Actually, the very first week of the Truck Series, I raced in that one, and I actually done what Mo Abbott done. I was coming into pits, and because someone was coming a lot faster than what I was, I actually had to basically. It wasn't that race. It was another league race that I'd done. It was an Australian one. Someone was coming a lot faster than what I was going into the pits, and because I was looking up in the mirror and seeing where they were going, I actually moved out of the way and I missed my pit stall, and it essentially cost me a top. Well, I thought top 5 at best, but I mean probably realistically a top 10. So, Steve, I was right around the 15, 16 lap mark. So for some reason, I've got something right on asphalt, and yeah, I done a thing, Steve. I done a thing.
You definitely did. And now the drivers who just made their pit stop, Alex Upman leads them out of pit road. Mikey Neal Jr. right there, Jonathan Atkins. Then you got Scott Fritz and Justin Witters. There is the drivers that were going a lap down, made their pit stop, going around, and now your race leader is coming down pit road of Jonathan Swartz. So when they come back to the start-finish line, your leader should be Alex Huffman in that number 2 machine. Mikey Neal right there, Justin Winters. He's right tucked in behind Scott Fritz there, who's running in 5th. Witters in 6th. Then you have a lap car, and then Daniel Worthington, who's in that 7th spot. Then you got a little gap further back. You got John Kinder, Matt Grenier there. James Silvers, David Farmer with a couple lap cars intertwined there. And there's your lead pack coming as Jonathan Swartz coming off pit road, as now he will relinquish the lead to Alex Huffman with 14 laps to go here.
I'm just looking at the times, and that is really cycled out because you got Alex Huffman and Mikey Neal Jr. 2 tenths. So there, those two drivers you can see, nose to tail. Scott Fritz is 2 seconds behind that, but Scott Fritz leads Justin Winters, Daniel Worthington, Jonathan Adkins, Jonathan Swartz is with him, John Kinder, Matt Grenier there with him as well, David Farmer, James Silvers. And then you've got a bit of a gap back from 12th on back. So that pitch strategy has basically left 2 cars out in front at the moment by themselves, Alex Huffman and Mikey Neal Jr., but then a gap with 2, 4, 6, 8, about 9 cars, about 2 seconds back. So 9 cars up against a 2-car draft. I'm going to back those 9 cars to catch them. It's just a matter of how quick can they catch them, and that's going to be the big thing, Steve.
Oh, Mikey Neal Jr. So beating and banging, and I think we're going to save it.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The 9 involved. Holy camoly.
Ouch.
So watching the replays, they come out turn number 2. Looked like the 8 had to get on the binders a tad bit. The 72 got in the back of Mikey Neal Jr. And just stay here. Ooh, Matt Grenier. Heavy in the rear of that number 8 machine.
Who was that car on the outside of Mikey Neal? Because that was horrific. I don't know why they were there. Tony Iverson was in that 72. Tony Iverson, wow. I'm just looking at a replay myself. I don't think he had anywhere to go, because as it stands and as it looks, Iverson's pushing Neal. It's Alex Huffman who was trying to get in front of Mikey Neal. Mikey Neal checks up. As Mikey Neal is checked up, his car is going to the bottom side because that right front quarter was going to be hit from Hoffman, and then Tony Iverson was right on the back bumper of Mikey Neal, and then all of a sudden they were 3 wide, and then the front bumper hooked onto the right rear quarter panel again. To me, Steve, I mean, if I'm going to blame that on anyone, I think that goes on Alex Huffman, because he changes lane and he causes that checkup.
Definitely, and
but
you know their
I'm not in race
teammates.
control.
Their teammates, you got to wonder, did Tony Iverson even see that happening right in front of him? Because you got to think of the speeds they're going. It probably happens all so quick. But look right there when Matt Grenier just hammers Mikey Neal Jr.
Yep, right in the rear end.
So Alex Huffman, your race leader. Scott Fritz, who won last night, currently in second. Justin Winters now moves in that third spot with Daniel.
I just thought of something, Steve.
What?
And I'm surprised we haven't seen it in chat just yet. We haven't seen a hashtag blame Alex moment. And not only that, it makes it ironic because I would have been putting the blame on Alex Huffman. So that's not even the real Alex that we were trying to blame. But it could be a blame Alex moment.
Right?
Anyhow, I'm not paid to do race control. I'm not paid to do anything. I'm just here to talk.
Well, 11 laps to go. So, Brett, we made it to 11 laps to go for the first caution here tonight in the Cup Series. And they made it a dandy of a show, that's for sure. Some good racing all night long.
One caution last night too. So, how many laps was last night?
80, I believe.
80. So we're looking at, say, 170 laps total between the last night and tonight's races. And essentially, in 170 laps so far, we've only seen 2 cautions. Not bad for a super speedway in Talladega, right?
Definitely not bad at all. It tells you the talent of these drivers racing in this series. As we're coming to the start-finish line, we'll get the butt kicker 10 laps to go here at Talladega. Some of these drivers, this will be the last restart of the night they're hoping for. Hoping to go green rest of the way. Lights turn out. We'll go back to green flag racing with 9 laps to go, Brett Wheeler.
Oh, and this is the night. And the part of the race that everybody's been waiting for. When you get inside, or once you get to inside that 10 laps left to go, this is where that all previous race, all race long, this is where those relationships, this is where they come to the test. This is where that you hope to find that dance partner with throughout the start, throughout the middle, and the main part throughout this last part of the race. If you're not going to get pushed and if you're going to get hung out to dry, it could mean, well, a 15th place finish, or it could even be a top 5, and someone is going to find themselves in victory lane in about 10 laps time, hopefully.
Definitely, you got Lisa cheering on and Charlene cheering on Sean Kostritza. Right now, he'll restart in that 13th spot. He's kept his car clean all night long in at number 46 machine. Sarah cheering on Team Elite. Alex Huffman there and Justin Winters. As Alex Huffman going to choose the inside to get pushed by his teammate Justin Winters. So Scott Fritz will be pushed by Daniel Worthington when we go back to green with 9 laps to go here.
Can you imagine if Scott Fritz wins again?
He'd be two-time Talladega.
But not only that, he's a dirt guy.
He is.
He's a dirt guy.
Alrighty. That pace car looking to pull off, hopefully for the last time tonight, as Alex Huffman will lead the way to the Geico restart zone. And that's Alex Robinson's favorite time of night, the Geico restart zone. As we go through the tri-oval here. 2 by 2, the cars are racked and stacked. He's on the loud pedal. We're back to racing with the Bluegrass Cup Series at Talladega. 9 laps to go for the number 2 of Alex Huffman. Right now, Scott Fritz pulls to the outside of Justin Witters. Scott Fritz he don't really have a dancing partner right now. They're kind of spread on out, and looks like they're fixing to bunch up, Brett, right there. Oh, the Kinder gets pushed out to the wall.
That's not an ideal restart for that outside line, especially for Scott Fritz. But luckily for him, he knows what it takes to get back to victory lane. And he'll know that it'll take him about 2, 3, 4 laps to get that momentum built up on that outside line. And well, we see, I think that's Barroso or Holder there on the outside. Big wreck at the back. We're going to go yellow, Steve.
Oh, my. Well, I was trying to find it. As we're taking a look at the replay, trying to find this caution. Oh, Bobby Hall Jeter involved. I believe that was the 88 involved of Nick Mills. So take a look. Nick Mills giving Bobby Hall Jeter a little push there. Now gets in the quarter panel of him. And what a save from the 46. Lucky not to get into him of Sean Kostritza. But around went Bobby Hall Jeter as we're under our second caution of the night.
You know what we need?
What do we need?
Hashtag blame Alex. Simple.
Yep.
Anytime someone sees Alex Robinson broadcasting, all you need to do is just have a hashtag blame Alex.
That's true. That's true. Alex said he'll be here next Tuesday night. So at Dover, I'm sure we're going to have plenty of hashtag blame Alex moments.
It's because it's just a hashtag blame Alex week.
Alex Huffman, and this restart's going to be a little different because Alex Huffman's going to have his teammate either to the inside or the outside, so Huffman's really going to have to choose his pusher. Does he want the 57 to push him to the green or the 12? As we're
That's only a question that he can. That's only a question he can answer.
That's true.
But again, Steve, that question can be answered with a simple fact that who has he been working with throughout the course of this race? Has he had any one of those drivers push him? Has he pushed one of those drivers at any stage of the night? It goes, it's just a classic case of you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back.
Definitely that is. And, so you got to wonder there, who has been playing nice with who? And, even probably Justin Winters is, as him and Alex Huffman are chit-chatting back and forth, probably their game plan of what they're going to do. Yeah, I'm sure Justin Winters is like talking to, telling who he thinks could push him. That might be playing effect with Alex Huffman choosing which lane he will use for the restart. David Farmer there in an 84 machine on the top shelf. There's Alex Healy. We haven't talked much about him tonight. Up 13 spots at that 6th position. Jonathan Atkins is texting and driving
Shouldn't be texting and driving, just saying. That's rude. That is rude. Big movers through the field. Steve, at this stage, Wes Wigan, plus 19. He would be the driver that has passed the most cars. Travis 20, who I haven't really spoke about all night, really. He's sitting back there in that 9th position in that number 29 machine. And he's just been a driver that is just so chill about his racecraft and whatnot. So nice to see Travis up inside the top 10. Hopefully he can do something with 5 to go. Steve, the lights are out, although we've still got about, I don't know, 14 minutes until we go back to green because this racetrack is so long under yellow. 5 to go. If you were to pick someone right now, who do you pick?
I'm going to go with Jonathan Atkins. I just really think he's going to pick up his second win of the season here tonight. But it just really depends on that restart. This restart could be the final restart of the night. So, and he starts on the second row inside. You got Frankie Barroso there, another good pick. But, I mean, you can't... I mean, I'm going to be more for Jonathan Atkins, but I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing Justin Winters picking up the win either.
Yep. Yeah, so, I mean, realistically, any one of these drivers inside these top 14, 15 at this stage, even 60, I mean, anyone that's got a clean car and 5 laps, you've just, I mean, it's go time right now, Steve. You can't mess around. If you're going to get on it, you're going to get on it. You're going to get on it fast, and you're going to make those aggressive moves. So now I think we're about to see the part of where we have 3 wide here at Talladega.
Definitely. So right now, the 2 is looking at the 57 to give him a good push. And Justin Winters is looking to Frankie Barroso. Says, you know what, when we go back to green flag racing, lay it on the bumper. Let's go. So, I mean, the pace car looking to pull off into pit road as we hopefully our final restart of the night. As the 2 of Alex Huffman leads us to the Geico restart zone. Huffman and Winters. Teammates, 1-2 right now. Coming to the Geico restart zone. Huffman on the loud pedal. We're back to racing here at Talladega. Good start for that number 2 machine. And the 57 of Jonathan Atkins that lead into turn number 1. Brandon Holder alongside with Justin Winters. Winters right there on outside looking for the 97 of Alex Healy to give him a push. But right now, that's not happening. As they're trying to get that outside line to form, get that momentum wound up as we're 4.5 laps to go here at Talladega. And Winters now to the race lead, Brett. I bet you didn't see that coming.
No, that's because I had my eyes shut, actually. I bet you didn't see the caution coming either. Everybody loses their mind inside 10 to go. Oh, it's amazing how we can go with 80 green flag laps and all of a sudden we get to the last 10 and people forget how to drive.
Well, John Kinder involved.
Checker.
Yes, green white checker, John Kinder involved there. And Justin Winters is now your race leader. He's going to be a control car when we go back to green flag racing. Well, you know, Sarah, this is the thing. I got to be supportive of my own team too. You know, I mean, so.
Yeah, God. Let the man support his team for once. Come on, Sarah. You can't be that heartless, right? Surely you let Steve support his team. Do you reckon I'm good at making people feel bad?
Wouldn't it be a good night, though, if Justin Winters picks up the win here tonight here at Talladega? Because it's been a hard-fought battle all night long. Alex Healy giving the push to get around Alex Huffman.
Hey, Lisa knows what's up. Hashtag blame Alex. We didn't even have to ask for it.
So you look at Jonathan Atkins going to restart on the second row inside again. So really, it's going to depend on who chooses the in or outside line. And you got to wonder, the inside line got a good start. So you got to wonder if Justin Winter's going to choose the inside line so that 57 is pushing them to the green flag.
It's going to be an interesting couple of laps, that's for sure, Steve, because we've been plagued with cautions, and now again, sometimes it just blows my mind. Like I understand people are going to go for the win and whatnot, but yeah.
Sarah's like, I know, Steve. Hey, it's all fun and games, let me tell you, but really, I like the people up front. I mean, really, it's like, I wouldn't mind either the top five, whoever's in the top five right now. I mean, got Winters, Huffman, Healy, Atkins, Wiggin. I mean, any one of those five, I wouldn't mind picking for the win. So, but I had picked Alex Huffman a couple times, and when I picked him, he wrecked out. So maybe I should not pick Alex. And Sarah Boppy telling me, do not pick my son, Justin, so that way I don't give him the commentator's curse.
Yeah, sure, that guy.
Yeah. Well, actually, it looks like Healy will be scored at third spot, so Atkins will restart on the outside of row number 2. So, gotta wonder here what lane the number 7 of Justin Winters is going to pick for that restart.
Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, if I'm him, I want the best person or one of the best pushers behind me. And Alex Healy is a good pusher too. So really, he has a good choice inside or out.
But here's the thing, Steve. They might be good pushers, but who's going to leave you to dry on that last lap?
Well, you know what? That last lap, teammates are out of, there's no teammates on that last lap. That's for sure. And the 7 looks like he will choose the outside line for the restart. So they have set their dancing partners up. So it'll be Justin Winters being pushed to the green flag with Jonathan Atkins. And then Alex Huffman being pushed by Alex Healy.
This is spicy. This is spicy. Where are the meatballs? Because it's a spicy meatball.
That is for sure. It's fixing to get exciting. Don't forget the drivers with the yellow spoilers. They're in the chase. That's what the yellow spoilers are representing.
Lights I never noticed it throughout the race, and we've been here for 90-odd laps, Steve.
Yeah.
How much I don't pay attention. Did you get that fur ball out, or is it still there?
It's still kind of there. That's what allergies do to you, I guess. I guess the fur ball's stuck for a while.
Do
we have another first-time winner here tonight? Or can we have a repeat winner this season?
I was just going to say, Steve, I reckon we're about to find out because we've still got about another 30 seconds before we go back to green. Oh man, Winters, Huffman, Adkins, Healy, Holder, Wiggin, Worthington, Fritz, Barroso, Hawkins. That's top 10. It would be a stretch for anyone outside the top 10 to take a win, but we've seen stranger things happen. Steve, ready for the Geico restart zone?
All right, the pace car looking to pull off. Hopefully for the final time of the night, the field's in the hands of Justin Winters. as he will lead the field. He's the control car, lead the field to the Geico restart zone there. Hoping to get a good start here. You got to wonder, is Alex Huffman going to let off a little bit so that way Justin Winters can come down, then they can push each other. Let's see, green flag is out. Good start there for Justin Winters. And the 57 of Jonathan Atkins. As we head into turn number 1, those two drivers have cleared Alex Huffman. Huffman is relying on the number 9 of Brendan Holder. As we have 2 laps to go, Brett Wheeler as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. And they better watch out because there's a whole gaggle of cars there coming for them.
Yeah, and look at them, 3 wide. Down the back straightaway. They're 2 and 3 wide again. But for the moment, Justin Winters leading. And once they get to that white flag, once the white flag comes out, it is on. No more cautions. They come to the tri-oval. White flag getting set to wave here at Talladega. It is going to be Justin Winters to receive the white flag. And Steve, the Bluegrass Iracing series for the Bluegrass Cup cars here at Talladega comes down to the final 2 turns. Steve, down the back straightaway for the final time. You can bring us home.
Down the back straightaway, those top 3 drivers, Winters, Atkins, and Huffman, right there, single file. And look at the wad of Scott Fritz. He went high for a minute. So did the 9 of Brandon Holder. So right now, your top 3 are going to play a little bit of defensive mode. Keep the drivers 4th on back behind them as they try to battle it out of turn number 4 for the final time. Who will go with who? Jonathan Atkins pushing at number 7. And look at Scott Fritz on the outside. As we come to the Geico restart zone, Jonathan Atkins picks.
Wow.
Does he pick up the win?
Absolutely he did.
Wow.
Atkins won it. Atkins won at 0.022 of a second.
So let's take a look at this, a different angle. Oh, and there was some bumping and grinding there. You saw that Atkins got shoved all the way to the outside wall. And you can't be mad because Justin Winters is going to guard his position. He wants to win this race.
Just listening to the drivers chat amongst themselves. Jonathan Atkins, Justin Winters both sort of congratulating each other, but man, I can confirm Jonathan Atkins 0.022 of a second. Steve, I said earlier on after that first lap when it was I think 0.023 of a second, we're going to see a lot of that time difference here tonight. And for that to come down to the final lap, 0.022 of a second, for Jonathan Atkins to put that 57 into victory lane, World of Thunder Racing, baby. They've got to win.
The second win for World of Thunder Racing and the second win of the season. Jonathan Atkins, what a good job. As we're going to take a look at your official results here. Jonathan Atkins picking up the win with Justin Winters, Alex Huffman, Scott Fritz, Frankie Barroso, your top 5. Then you got Brandon Holder, Jeremy Vaughn, David Farber, Jonathan Swartz, and Sean Kostritz. It rounds out your top 10. And then you got Wes Wiggin, Brandon Robertson, Daniel Worthington, Alex Healy. And then you got GT Hawkins rounding out your top 15. Travis Twitty, Dustin Renstow, and Bo Abbott rounds out your top 18. 19th tonight will be Chuck Blake. 20th will be Nick Mills. 21st will be Bobby Hall Jr. Got Brian Terry, Jason Bridges, Josh Clemens, James Silvers, John Kinder, Matt Gritter, and Tony Iverson rounds out the field here tonight. And let me tell you, that was one heck of a show. A lot of respect between those top 3 drivers, Brett, coming to the line.
Yeah, you generally wouldn't see that at a Talladega race. You know, you generally see down the back straight, going into that 3rd and 4th turn, it was going to be a lot of movers, shakers, a lot of bumping, a lot of hitting, a lot of nudging people out of the way, trying to get their car unsettled and, try and get that side drive. For it to happen literally as they were coming out of the tri-oval, it was going to be a spectacular finish. And I actually thought Jonathan Atkins was just going to sort of just sit in there and ride behind it. But once he got to the outside you can't blame Jonathan, but you can't blame Justin either. You know, those drivers are going for the win. Alex Huffman only 0.061 of a second. So you look at just a little over half a tenth of a second, and you have nearly a 3-wide photo finish for the top three. I mean, amazing race. Got a little bit scrappy inside those last 10 laps once we got that technically first caution out of the way, but I mean, to set us up for a green-white checker, an amazing night by all these drivers here. Not only tonight, all this week, I should say.
Definitely, it's been some good racing all week long. As we're fixing to go to post-race interviews, and Brett Wheeler has caught up with their third-place finisher tonight.
Oh, it's going to be Alex Huffman in the number 2 machine. Alex, congratulations on that third-place finish, and you had a pretty good car all throughout the course of this night, and I guess you sort of just come up 2 spots shy in the end. I mean, how are you feeling after 94 laps here at Talladega?
Pretty tired. I was really banking on helping Justin there at the end because he was close on playoff. I knew I was decent, so all race long I was just worried about helping him. We always work good together. I mean, we're cousins. So, I mean, we rep the same sponsors pretty much, and I just tried pushing him there at the end. But when Atkins got cleared down, I was like, oh, that's not good for us. So I just tried to. I knew Atkins was going to try to make it a 2-horse battle between him and Justin there at the end, and I just tried to stay close to him and try to protect as much as I could from any possible run from behind, which I saw Scott coming with a run, and I tried to move up, but it was too late and got back down, but I guess it broke their momentum just enough to stay ahead and still get third, but mad that kind of upset Justin to get the win, but that was a close finish between all 3 of us within a tenth of each other there. And
fuel window, fuel strategy, sort of about 18, 19 laps. What were you sort of calculating for your fuel when it comes to the green flag pit stops?
We're just like really calculating what positions we were in line. Like me leading everybody, all 4 of us, me, John, Adam, and Mikey. We were going off of who had the least amount of fuel left, and because if we stayed in a 4-car train, we were gonna start creating big gaps in that first initial green flag stop in that last stage. You saw that we gapped that second group, and then they caught us right when we needed to pit. So then we pitted, and we had that big lead again, and I feel some sort of responsibility for Mikey getting involved in that mess with the lap cars, and I hate that for him because I wanted it to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 for all of us, but I guess that just didn't happen, and then I don't know.
So you can almost say a hashtag blame Alex in the chat then, yeah?
I wouldn't say too much, but I mean, I'll take some blame. I was told come down, so I did, and then it was just a run happened at the wrong time for him, and when he checked up even more, it just stacked up, and all hell broke loose for him, and I hate it.
Well, it is what it is, but hey, tell you what, third place here tonight, hell of a job all night long here at Talladega over the course of what it was 94, 95 laps there in the end. Alex, before we let you go, of course, a lot of sponsors, a lot of great people behind the scenes that make this possible for you in the 2-car.
Of course, got to thank you guys for broadcasting up at UDTV, Jason for running this league over at Bluegrass, Huffman Designs, of course, my paint schemes. We got a 2-3 at least. I was wanting John up there. Of course, Kinder Performance Group as well. John showing up tonight to help us out. Shout out to Deb at Old School Diecast. I know she's on mine and Justin's cars as well. And MR Squared Roofing, Stepdad's Roofing Company. And congrats to Justin on second and Jonathan on first. That was a fun race there to the finish.
All right, Alex, well done on third place here tonight. We'll see you next week, I believe, at Dover.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Alex Huffman, Steve McMillan. Alex Huffman in third place.
All right, catching up with Justin Winters there. Right, you led all the way. I mean, you almost had it, Justin. You almost had it.
Yeah, we almost had it. Jonathan made a great move. I got to shout out Jonathan on that. He made the move at the right time. Didn't wreck either one of us. It was clean. I just got to appreciate people that race me like that, man. It's good. It was a good finish. Good race.
Definitely it was. So what'd you think about when it came back to green, white, checkered, the last restart? Did you size up who was going to be your pusher there on that restart?
A little bit. I mean, there's a strategy to it, right? You see all these cup drivers on these restrictor plate. They use their teammates. I was able to have my teammate Alex below me, so we were able to use a little bit of strategy to get to each other. But Jonathan did a great job on the restart, staying to my bumper. So we were both able to get clear. And then, like I said, he stayed to my bumper, stayed true to me till last 200 feet, then made a awesome move to win the race. So I'm okay with second place. I think maybe I did a little bit to move to the next round, but we'll have to just see how it shakes out.
Well,
A win would have been nice.
definitely it would have been. And your mama been cheering you on all night long. And, the whole part of it, you come to Talladega, it's about keeping your car clean. But you ran up front most of the night, almost all night long.
Absolutely. I kind of learned last night in the Xfinity race. You don't want to get back in the rubbish. You don't want to be in traffic and be around people that are you don't like running around. So I figure if we run up front, stay up front, stay clean, we'd finish pretty good at the end, and that's what happened.
Well, go ahead. Thank those fine sponsors in at number 7 of making it all possible for you.
Got to thank Huffman Designs for the stick paint scheme week in, week out. Got to thank KPG, Kendrick Carts. He puts out the best cart in North Carolina. Old School Diecast, Deb in Evansville, Indiana. Get your diecast there. TWRS, Team Watson Racing Setups. And can't forget to thank you guys that put on a good broadcast each and every week. And thanks for Jason for giving us a place to race.
All right. Coming home in second tonight, Justin Winters. Well, Brett, I think it's time for you to catch up to the race winner.
You make me do the hard jobs. Righto, Jonathan Atkins home with the win and stands on top of the podium. Jonathan, congratulations on this victory. And well, I tell you what, you leave it to the last couple of 100 yards, all right? 0.022 of a second. I mean, you must be pumped about this one.
Yeah, I just, it was a race of fuel mileage and fuel strategy, and I'm terrible at that. And I'm usually just get wrecked out in these super speedways. So I just wanted to ride most of the race, and I worked out where I was in a good spot there. And if the top had come a little bit, I was just going to push Justin to the finish. But I didn't really have anything to lose pulling out there on the front stretch, and it worked out.
Justin obviously, said it. It's nice to have people like yourself, race other people with respect and without wrecking you guys, without wrecking each other for the win. Does that statement there just show you that that you're able to do it not only clean, but you've obviously got the respect of the drivers around you, that they trust you even when you guys are that close coming to super speedways, that they can trust you to be on your outside and still give them leave that lane of room to not wreck each other.
Yeah, it's I think I've gained a little trust of these guys this season, and there were quite a few there through the race that didn't leave me out to dry, and I kind of just rode in between like Mikey and Huffman and Frankie, and just tried to play their strategy and stay with that group, because Sean and the Woto guys were kind of on a different strategy and back in the back, so I was a little bit on my own. But you can't do well with these things if you don't have the respect of others and know that you can race close and push, and but it's part of it, part of the game.
You were obviously talking about strategy. Obviously, you're on different strategies to the team. Obviously, different positions on the racetrack and whatnot. Coming into this race tonight, did you have a set strategy that you wanted to sort of stick to coming into tonight, or what was the plan for you, just to see where you end up, because you end up going quick time and you come away with the win in the end?
Well, I knew I didn't want to start mid-pack, so if you don't qualify, you're going to start mid-pack. So I went out to qualify, and I'm thinking, I'll start 5th or 6th, and I'll just kind of ride there and save fuel, because I was, counting the fuel mileage down. You had to basically go 19 laps each fuel run, which I've learned this season to be better at fuel calculations too. So we were, I had kind of a set strategy there, and it just worked out. I just happened to get the pole, and then I'm leading and trying to back up to get a few guys to go around me, because when you're in that lead, there's no saving fuel. So I'm just glad it worked out. And I hate that Sean didn't get up there with me, because we were trying to be on the same strategy. He just kind of got hung out in the back of the pack and couldn't really ever. I think he ended up in the top 10, but couldn't really ever get get all the way up there.
Yep, we go to the green white checker. What was going through your mind at that point?
Well, I knew that Justin and Huffman were working together because the restart before that, they were, Huffman was backing up to me to try to let Justin in. So, my whole thought was if I can just push Justin, clear him, either somebody's going to push from behind me and I can run the top, or if I clear him, we'll both drop to the bottom. And my honestly, if I could have finished top 2 or 3, I would have been satisfied. I was worried about this race, but it just kind of worked out where we pushed ourselves clear there and could race it out amongst us. So
Worried about the race, you go quick time and you pick up the win by 0.022 of a second. Seems like you had nothing to be worried about in the end. Jonathan, before we let you go, congratulations on the win. No doubt a lot of sponsors, a lot of great people that need to be thanked that makes this possible for you and the 57 car to get around.
yeah, I would like to thank World of Thunder Esports League, Shockeye Design, Shockeye Racing Performance, Miller Family Trucking, Studio 10 Wraps, and last but not least, my smoking hot wife.
All right, there we go. Jonathan Atkins, ladies and gentlemen, your winner here from Talladega. It picks up the win in the final race of the evening, or the week, I should say. Steve?
Yep.
Wow, what a way to finish off.
Definitely, what a good way to finish off the week here at Talladega. Green, white, checkered. Jonathan Atkins picking up the win with Justin Winters in second, and Alex Huffman rounds out your top 3. We'll be back next Monday night, Brett, and we're going to try to get Mikey Dill Jeter in the booth with me next Monday night as we're at Dover for the Truck Series. And for the Xfinity, we'll have Alex Robinson, and we'll have you back next Wednesday night because this sure was fun. And we'll find out what Granny's doing next Wednesday night. How about that?
Well, I mean, again, Steve, the question that question has to be answered because, again, now there's all sorts of assumptions going on that, well, you might be Granny. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that one out there, though.
You never know. It might be a thing. Where's Granny? Like, where's Waldo? Where's Granny?
Where's Granny? Yeah. although you can generally find Waldo if you cheat.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sign off and say good night and God bless. We'll see you next week.